Hi and welcome. My name is Simone Mink and I am a digital execution practice lead here at Mendix. And with me I have Lina Domínguez, change manager at Mendix. You come from Colombia and you've been with Mendix for almost 2 years now. During that time, you probably orchestrated and saw a lot of change already. Can you give some examples where Mendix either succeeded or failed at change, and how that has impacted our digital transformation?
Well, I actually like to refer back to Lara's video, in which she states that involving people for this change process is crucial for success. And that's definitely the case. For one of the projects that we run, the moment that we actually engage in a very close manner with the stakeholders that were impacted directly but also indirectly from this initiative is where we started to have bigger feedback loops, where we consider the other perspective, and where ultimately we were both aligned towards this success and to making this project a successful one. So I would definitely say co-creating with people, involving them up front as much as possible is a key to success, as Lara mentioned. And I guess some challenges, change management-wise, can also come whenever you don't have a sponsorship behind the project, or when the sponsorship or phase of the project can be in a very high level. The thing is, sponsorship needs to be active and visible. So we need a phase for the project. And sometimes that phase of the project also need to be close to the group of people that need to do things differently. So the moment we onboarded one of the key leaders that was very connected to this particular group, the change got a lot of traction. All of a sudden, we were in their meetings, in their all hands. Yeah. Communication was flowing through this sponsor. And that was a major shift. People, of course, saw why this change made sense for them, how it benefited from them, but it also gave much more credibility to this change rather than just us as a project initiative being super enthusiastic about it and promoting it. Of course, having the leadership on board was a very transformational pivot point.
Yeah, and when we were preparing for this interview, you actually told me that, and it was a big eye-opener for me, that at some point people had involved, or as an executive sponsor, had gotten Tim Schrock, our CEO. And it's such a natural thing, right? Oh, if I get the CEO on board with this initiative, like I'm set, we're good to go. But then you had some different insights there.
Definitely. Of course, having leadership behind the change and promoting and supporting it is necessary. Otherwise, you will not get the traction, the resources, the prioritization needed. However, you need time from this sponsor. So it's not always as accessible to be able to do it with such a high-level executive. But again, like the rapport and the recognition that happens between an impacted group and their leader, that needs to be much closer so that it takes less time and it makes more sense for people who are involved in the change.
Yeah, so think really carefully about who your sponsor is basically the message here.
And don't think that it needs to be a hierarchical sponsor. Think about who is influential, who can be this change advocate, who is the person that would connect the dots in terms of this is how we align to our organizational strategy. So it doesn't need to be hierarchical, but think about leadership. Leadership is an attitude, not so much of a position, in my opinion.
No, I love that, and I totally agree. Okay, thank you for joining me again here today, and thank you. Tune in next time for more information.